This new time that we are living in, most people are struggling with their children. Some people are neglecting their children. Some people are struggling to understand their children. And some millennial parents just don't know what to do. I tell you one thing, when it comes to parenting, it's the same as ancient times. We changed, the world changed, the time changed, but the game is still the same. The rules of parenting is still the same. The Bible is still the same. Jesus is still the same. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he would not depart from it. Proverbs 22:6. Our topic for today is avoid toxic parenting. And the reason I created this episode is to encourage all parents to go back to the old way. One mistake we make as parents is not establishing boundaries for our children. When you allow your child to constantly disrespect you or voice their opinion when their opinion is not needed, you will create space for them to dishonor you and other adults. Talking back and disrespect will become their norm due to you allowing it in the home. Children should learn and know to listen more than they speak, and they should know how to follow directions and make good decisions. Having humility, learning obedience, and having self-control and taking accountability for their actions should be the foundation to every child. When all these things are learned in the home at a young age, they will display respect, honor, and obedience outside the home. This is why it's very important to raise your children according to the principles of the Bible, biblical standards, because it's what your child is going to hold on to when they are around other children. If your child is not disciplined and have no order in the home, your children will fall for anything. Your children will become gullible if you don't teach them the truth. And the word of God is the truth, and it's the truth to live by. You want your children to develop character and make the right decisions and be respectful, because other adults, especially teachers, don't see them the way you do. The things you are willing to tolerate because you love them will be the same things other people will judge them by and even mistreat them. Stop giving them what they want all the time, because all it's going to do is make them entitled. In reality, things are not just given to you. You have to work or labor for what you want. But that's an understanding that an entitled child would not have, because what children do in their home will be their norm. You really need wisdom and a good support system to raise children correctly. A selfish parent would never correctly raise a child. Some things need to be put on hold to teach and bond with your children. You will never be able to do these things if you are selfish and not willing to sacrifice. Every child is not the same. Some children are harder to raise than others. Your child will only be a reflection and a duplicate of you until they are grown enough to develop their own identity. If you raise children without standards and without morals, you will eventually reap shame, regardless of how old they are. The way they become and carry themselves will always fall back on you and how you raise them. Some parents reject their children when they see their children's flaws, and they become disrespectful and disobedient, but what did you do before it got to that point? How much time did you spend praying for them and teaching them and warning them about the dangers of life? Proverbs 19:18. Chasten thy son while there is hope, and let not thy soul spare for his crying. Discipline and correct your children, but do not abuse them physically or verbally. If you do, you will reap negative results. The Bible is the only thing that will truly teach them from what's right and wrong, and it can teach you the same. You only know what you shouldn't do by reading the Word of God. Children will fall for anything if they don't know the truth. Monitor your children. Guard them. They cannot watch everything that they want. They cannot do and play with whoever they want, and they cannot just be around anyone that they choose to. You have to choose for them based on your intuition and your wisdom. Protect them from the world. Most children are self-destructing and lack wisdom because they are not learning about God. They are not learning the truth. And God is the only one that can save this generation. Only Jesus can save your children. It's on you.